First thing we're going to talk about when we talk pass game, now we'll take about 15 minutes to discuss it, is we're going to talk about the zone concept for an offense. Now, football is placed on a field. Here's the field. Hash marks. Football is placed somewhere between or on a hash mark. What we do is divide the secondary up into zones across the line of scrimmage to 5 yards deep, to 12 yards deep, and then we have our deep zones that carry on. But what we do is we divide the field into three. We would, if the football was placed here, we would have our offensive line from here to here. So we divide it up this way. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4, Zone 5, Zone 6, and we'll carry that on. Zone 7, Zone 8, and Zone 9. They're the deep zones. That allows us with the fly offenses to attack specific zones. And the coaches will make adjustments, could make adjustments during the game, depending on whether we see all zone or all man coverage. Traditionally, what we want to do if we see man coverage is we want to isolate one receiver in a specific zone against one individual. We'll beat them man on man. If we are playing against a zone defense, that means they will be given area responsibilities. So our objective will be you look at the QB cheat sheet in the second column, when you look at the pass plays in there, you'll see a number behind. We'll call it Mustang, Sally, Lemon, Lion, Orange, and Ram. We'll go over that. But you see a number in behind there. What the number in behind is the number of steps the QB takes to complete the pass. That's a Mustang, Sally is a 3 quick. Lemon is a 1 quick. Lion is a 3 quick. Orange, so on and so forth. And then when we talk the point of attack, we'll say pass, pass zone 7, pass zone 5, pass zone 8, pass zone 6. And those refer to these zones that we're targeting or trying to attack. So if we find that we've got one weak coverage guy that we spot out there in the field, we're going to know what zone he's typically in, and we're going to attack that zone. If we can outman him there, we'll do it. That's the game of football. Okay, we'll wipe this off here. The next concept we're going to discuss is our default play. Default play is, when we go back to the run game, you'll be given a yellow or a red signal from Coach Skitsko, and that'll tell us the strength that we're on the field. Well, again, when we talk to the pass game, we'll draw the field out here. When we're talking the pass game, okay, we've got a center, guard, tackle, and if he calls strong right or red, then we've got our tight end on that side, and our flanker out wide, we've got our wide receiver and our sweeper. Now the default play, if he's called red, we're in here, we've got our fullback to the strong side, and our tailback, and our quarterback will sit right in between them. As everybody's looking over to the sideline, if our coaches were here on this sideline, everybody would be standing up looking over here at the coaches for the hand signals for the play. The quarterback will be here beside the fullback and the tailback out of a pistol formation. One great advantage we have going into this, I know one of the individuals we have as a center is great pistol snapper. So as we're sitting here, if we catch the defense trying to switch bodies out, we want to have what we call a default play. And the default play we will have is what we call the checks series. So there's no, it won't be written on the wristband or anything. It's automatic. We will drill it, we will drill it. They're default plays. So the check series, what they are is short checks into the zones 1, and 3. Okay, so that's checks 13. The next one would be checks into the deeper zones, which would be 4 and 6, 12 yards back to 10, 12 yards back to 10, 12 yards back to 10, and 12 yards back to 10. Okay, that is in the middle zone. That's a checks 46. And the last checks that we run are checks 79 into the deep zones. But the difference being here, checks are out. Check 79 will be going out. We'll get used to running this. It's fairly simple. The difference will be is the quarterback sitting there in pistol, if he hollers out the number 13, 13, we know we're running checks 13. If he hollers checks 46, we know we're running, and the difference will be for the quarterback, okay, we'll come in here and we'll block out on the 2 shallow ones, but if we run the deep checks, we want the tailback and the fullback to try to block in and contain the rush inside, because he's going to take a 1-step drop to correspond, 1 quick drop, step drop to correspond to the shallow checks in the 13 zones. He's going to take a 3-step drop to correspond to the 12 back to 10 yard checks in the 46 zone. And he's going to take a 3-step drop. If we run the deep, if we run a 79 zone check, we want to contain here because we want the rush coming up inside. He's going to take a 3-step drop, and then he's going to roll one way or the other. And he'll have these targets in here. Somebody will be uncovered. One of the 2 guys will be left uncovered if our estimations are correct. And he'll sprint out, and there'll be one of these 2 guys that's open for him to throw the ball to. And the reason why we want to have a pass play as a default play is because if we do catch an extra guy on the field, they haven't made their change out in time, it's a free play. If we do throw an interception, if there's a flag on the field, we get a first down anyway. But we can make a big play. If he calls check 79 and sprints out of there, and we catch the napping, we can have a big play. We could be going to the end zone. And that's what you want to take advantage of. You want to take, it's a high risk, high reward play, but we've negated the risk if the defense has drawn a penalty for having too many men on the field. That is the checks series. Okay? Checks 1, 3, checks 4, 6, 4, 6, checks 7, 9. The deep checks, you're turning out and you're running, you'll carry on, you won't stop there, you'll carry on out this way. Everybody will carry on out that way to support the quarterback. These are excellent targets in here. And it's easy to spot if the coverage guys boot along here, and all of a sudden like that, he's back in here and you're out here. That's an easy pass to make. He's coming back to the ball, give him a good lead, throw the ball significantly lower than you would anticipate because he will be coming back to the ball, and we can catch it on the fly and turn it up and go. Or a lot of times the pursuit guy is coming this way, we'll get this kind of motion after the catch. But this is a very, very successful play to run in minor football. Okay, the next series we're going to talk about is our screen series. Now we have 2 types of screen. When you define a screen, you have bubble screen, and that is the receiver coming out of the backfield. We run a bubble screen, or we have a wide receiver screen. So we're going to talk about the definition or the terms or the rules. The words we use for the screens are lion and lemon That's to the left. And to the right, we use ram and orange. Okay? Hand signals from your quarterback. Ram and lion are animals, so if he holds out his left hand, right hand, and he makes the claw, that's an animal. Animals have claws. If he holds out his right hand and the hand is closed, that's an orange. Or if he holds out his left hand with the hand closed, that's a lemon. If he holds it out with the hand open, that's a lion. Those are the hand signals we'll use. It won't take us long to get used to the terminology. The other thing we need to know is this word and this word. This word and this word, one is longer than the other. Lemon is a longer word than lion. Orange is a longer word than ram. The importance of that is orange and lemon, longer words are longer throws. They're the wide receiver screens. So that's a wide receiver screen. That's a wide receiver screen, obviously to the left and to the right. Orange has got an R in it. Wide receiver screen left, wide receiver screen right. Lion and ram are shorter words, they're shorter throws. So depending on whose side it is, whether it's the fullbacks or the tailback side, that's a bubble screen. That's a bubble screen. And obviously a bubble screen left and a bubble screen right. And we'll draw it up now and show you how it works. They're quick throws. The wide receiver screens are one-step drops. The bubble screens are three-step drops from center. Okay? We'll look to the left now. We'll say we're in strong right, and we've called to the left would be lemon. So we have the wide receiver, we got the slot back, we got the offensive line, and we're in strong right. So we got the tight end there, got the flanker there, we got cute quarterback, we have on the weak side, we have the tailback, and we have the fullback. Okay, when we run a wide receiver screen, the important thing about screen passes is they cannot be thrown beyond the line of scrimmage. If this is the line of scrimmage, the ball has to be caught in the backfield because we're going to be blocking receivers. If we throw the ball downfield, it becomes pass interference. But as long as we're throwing the ball on this side of the line of scrimmage, we're allowed to run that quick game. Okay? So we would have number 1, number 2, and number 3 is typically a backer in here. If we're going to run the wide receiver screen, he's going to take one step ahead and he's going to come back like this, and we're going to catch the ball here. He's going to take one step ahead, hook around about 3 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. The quarterback's taking a one-step drop and he's throwing the ball there. When we run a wide receiver screen, the responsibility for blocking, the tailback's going to come up here, he's blocking 2, the slot or the sweeper is coming up and he's blocking number 1. Number 1 is going, as soon as he takes and turns and comes around back here, he's going to turn around and react to that. He's going to react to this bubble motion, or the wide receiver screen motion. So he's going to take one step back and then he's going to attack hard. He's going to attack hard to try to close this play off in here where the catch is made. Okay? The catch is going to be made there. He'll react something like that and he'll meet. So you have to anticipate that. You can't attack him where he is depth. You've got to cut it off. The sweeper's got to cut it off in here. Now, when he makes that block, in this block, there's likely going to be room to get out here. And that's where we see, you know, the New England Patriots are amazing and the Oregon Ducks are amazing at running this game. These guys fight for the extra yards here. These can very easily turn into big plays and go to the end zone. That is the wide receiver screen. Now we're going to talk about the bubble screen out of the backfield. Okay, so that was lemon that we saw there. Now we're going to talk about lion. Okay, in lion, again, we have our wide receiver, we have our sweeper, and we've got our tailback here. Okay, now what we've got is pre-snap motion in here. There's going to be a 3-step drop, pre-snap motion in here, and what he'll do is take about 3 steps out, just outside shade on the tackle here, and then he'll kick back and he'll go like this. The quarterback will take a 3-step drop, 1, 2, 3, and he'll throw the ball here. It'll be caught here. And in this case, we've got 1, 2, and 3 defenders. Typically the linebacker. Okay, 1, 2, 3 defenders. Okay, now our job for blocking on this is the wide receiver goes to 2. The sweeper goes and blocks number 3. What will happen is these guys will turn and come and react to the motion out of the backfield. This guy may turn and cover him, because if it's man responsibility, that's his man, and that's fine. But what this will do is give us a ball. If this guy's reacting on a man, he'll be going here. If he's reacting zone, he'll be going here. This gives us some room in here on the bubble screen to get out here and match up. We hope to match up our tailback one-on-one with a corner. And everybody knows that a tailback should be able to beat one man if he's just a corner out there. So that's the objective of that play. Now, when we talk about the wide receiver screen again, okay, we'll be looking for the possibility of a call what we would call a rail or an adjustment to it. If we are here in the backfield, we'll get rid of that. We'll put the tail back in and the full back in again. And we're going to go back to the lemon or the wide receiver call. Longer word, wide receiver call. Wide out, slot, okay? And we'll draw in our coverage guys. 1, 2, 3. They're the 3 guys that covers. You could have a safety out here. Could have a safety up in here, but safeties can get over to react to wide receiver screens. What we will do is we may call a rail. Okay, if we call lemon rail, what we're calling for is again 1 step up, nothing changes here. He comes back as though he were running the screen and it was coming. This guy goes out to block him. Now he's reacting in, he's reacting over. What we'll be looking for is man coverage or an over-aggressive corner. He's going to come up as though he's going to block him. He's going to come to, and when he crosses the line of scrimmage, 1 step across, he's going to rail. He's going to go out as though to block. He's going to make eye contact, get his hands up as though he's going to block that corner, and then he's going to turn and go upfield. Now all we'll do, if there's a rail call, is the quarterback knows to go to a 3-step rather than the 1-step quick. He's going to take the 3-step and make a quick pump fake out here for the wide receiver screen. But after the pump fake, he's immediately going to throw the ball as deep as he can on a 3-arc. Okay, a 3-arc is a high lofting ball. As far as the quarterback can throw the ball, he's going to throw it up here and we're going to let that sweeper get underneath it. Odds are there won't be anybody within 5 to 10 yards of him. He'll be wide open running up the field because they've all reacted. They've all seen the screen. They've seen a couple of the bubble screens, the wide receiver screens. So they're going to react up to it. They're going to think that's our game. And all of a sudden we bust our sweeper, who is typically the fastest player on the football team. He's our guy running that sweep coming across. So he's the one that's going to burn and turn the jets on and go upfield uncovered. So that's usually good for a couple of touchdowns a game if we can execute the screen game. And that is a rail. He's running out and we call it a rail route. That's a rail. So it switches from a 1-step to a 3-step drop. And the bubble screens, again, review to the left, long word lemon, short word line. The shorter pass is the line coming out of the backfield, the longer pass is the lemon going to the wide receiver. Now we could also call, now we'll move this over. And we're gonna show the screen game to the strong side of the field. So we have tight end, okay, and because we're strong side, we've got the fullback, we've got the quarterback, we've got the flanker, okay? It's run exactly the same. The flanker has to motion up to the line of scrimmage and then turns around and bubbles back. This would be orange, longer word to the right. So we've got a red call, red for strength. So tight end is to the right. And we've got orange, longer word, which is to the widest out, which is the flanker. Now the fullback is going to motion out here to the outside shade of the tight end, and his responsibility is going to be go out and block defender number 1. The tight end goes to defender number 2. Boom. And that sets that up, pure and simply. Now again, once you catch the ball, the flanker, once you catch the ball, will be grooming you. As soon as you catch the ball, don't be running back to the middle, because all the linebackers out here haven't been covered. They're going to be pursuing across. This is the danger zone. Don't go here, you'll get hammered. After you catch the ball, break outside. Come up, catch the ball, and break outside, get behind your blocks. Pure and simple. Again, that's the orange. Now we'll talk out of the other side, again to the strong side. Got tight end, fullback, flanker. Now the other side of that is, the shorter one is ram. He's going to motion out, and he's going to come, and he's going to bubble this way. Quarterback takes a 3-step drop, and he throws here. Catch is made here. Okay, we leave the number 1, goes unblocked. We go after number 2, we attack number 2, and we attack number 3. Short word, short distance out, we go after 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this case, the flanker comes up and he goes after number 2, the tight end goes out after number 3. Boom, and we will leave our fullback go one-on-one with a corner. Now we're probably, in this squad, we're probably going to have a big fullback. So if we run this play right, we're going to have a guy with pretty good wheels out here that's probably in the 160 to 180 pound category against a guy in the 90 to 100 pound category. I'll take that match anytime. He's going to find a way to miss this tackle. And that's ram. That ram, shorter word, coming out of the back. The last part of this is if we're going to call the rail to the strong side. So right up here, we're going to set up, we're going to call orange. And the rail call will come from the receiver coach. He'll say, okay, we want to run a rail, we want to run a rail. So when we get out there, we know the next time we run the wide receiver screen, we're going to rail it. So the flanker will come up, we'll draw our defenders, 1, 2, 3. The flanker will come up, he'll run the wide receiver screen, fake it just like he has. We've got the fullback coming out, and he's going to go to number 1. The tight end's coming out. He's going to he's going to number 2, but instead of blocking at number 2, he's going to carry on and go upfield. And it's the same thing. QB's going to take the 3-step drop, pump fake to the flanker, drop the ball over to the tight end. So the tight end runs the rail. The sweeper runs the rail on the other side. Okay, so the tight end runs the rail when the call is made. We'll get used to that. This is a very, very easy system to learn. And we'll have some guys brought in to demo and show you how it runs with the hand signals. And you'll catch on to it real quick. It's not that difficult. And the last pass play we're going to talk about is a Mustang Sally. When we give that name to Mustang Sally because about 6 years ago in coaching midget, we discovered a tendency of most defenses when they're trying to stop the fly is they will run their better coverage guy or their better tackler. They will always substitute and have him go over to the strong side. They will leave their worst or their weaker of the two halves over the other side. So we've got our center, we've got our quarterback, we've got our offensive line. We'll go in, right now we're going to go in yellow. So we're strong left. So we've got tight end here, we've got flanker here, we've got sweeper and wide receiver. When we call a Mustang Sally, what we're calling for is straight speed. He's going to bust, he's going to go upfield, and we run a slant underneath, a quick slant underneath. Now the quarterback will take now this is going to depend. We've got two quarterbacks at camp. One has got an arm significantly stronger than the other. So the strong arm quarterback will take a 3-step drop, no hitch step, and will throw the ball deep, or he will hit the slant coming across. Now the quarterback, the smaller of the two quarterbacks will just take a 1-step drop. He'll take it to 1 step, he'll either hit the quick slant or throw the ball over top to the sweeper. And that's called a Mustang Sally. And all you'll see from the sideline is the pass call, and you'll just see your receiver coach riding a horse. He'll just be riding a horse. That's Mustang Sally. Pure and simple. And if it flip-flopped, it's the other way. And that one will catch defenses napping because they're used to this guy on our run plays, him coming across. So the sweeper will be facing in, and usually a good sweeper will go another yard or two wide, take 2 steps in, and when the ball snaps, fire off. That couple of steps in gets this defense looking here. They're all thinking, okay, sweep, and turn it up, and we'll catch them napping a couple of times. That they're used to watching him go across and they're out of the play. Well, they're not out of the play when we run a Mustang Sally. We'll catch them sleeping. And the last pass play we'll run is out of Monster, but again, Monster's a very simple formation. We'll be taking about 10 minutes out of the insertion camp to go over Monster. Monster is a boot play. The quarterback will be coming out of the backfield. He'll be booting out, he'll make a couple of fakes in here, he'll be running out here. We've got 2 tight ends in Monster. We've got one running a quarter. We've got our flanker running a wheel. And we've got another tight end coming out here at 5 yards deep. And we've got a running back coming out here. So when we run Monster play action, what we're trying to do is overload receivers on one side of the field. It gives the QB 4 options for the pass, and he's got the run in the Monster. That's in Monster, but we'll, like I say, Monster is really, really simple. So there's 2 run plays and 1 pass play out of Monster. That's it. See you at insertion camp.